talk about how to balance your life, how to do the thing. Um, and I figured I hate balance. I hate the word balance. It's the stupidest word ever. It's not possible. I've written a lot of content the last few days about how I think it's bullcrap, and I think it's really mainstream corporate America who's trying to increase their HR departments and trying to make more money by making sure their employees take care of themselves. It really is a made up thing, this balance, this aspiration to like achieve balance. Um, it's not possible. It's a made up. So I wanted to kind of dive in here and discuss how you can balance your life, hobbies, and your creative business, but not balance, how to find harmony in life. So I am a mom to, well, five altogether, but the others are grown, and I have three at home, and they are busy. I have a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and they are all, I was blessed with very feisty children. And I am in the middle of a renovation and kind of like really busy all the time in life. And we're not just doing the renovation, like we're literally doing the renovation ourselves. We're kind of handy like that. My husband is a builder, woodworker. We're both like woodworker type people. And so we're doing it all ourselves, actually doing drywall today. How fun. So anyways, we're not like passing it off to somebody else to do. We're literally doing it ourselves. We actually enjoy it. So we're busy. I have a garden. I have a family. I have a husband. I have a crazy busy life, business, creative business. I am booked pretty much all the time. Literally barely have time to go to the bathroom by myself, if that makes sense. If you're a parent, you might understand what that's like. So I am balancing not too well all the time. I don't like to call it balancing. As soon as I bring that word up, I feel like I'm automatically a failure because it's not possible. I can't give my family, I can't give my business equal amount of time every day. And so if I were to say balance my family, balance my hobbies, balance my dog, my cat, my kids, it's not possible. So I don't like to say balance. So we're going to call it harmony or prioritizing or something else. So I'm going to share my screen here. And I want to talk about how to balance or how to find harmony as a creative. So how to balance your life, hobbies, and your creative business. I've learned over the last 10 years, well, I've been in business for a little bit longer, but with children, learning, I literally have been trying to figure this out since day one because I started off my business because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to make money, be with my family, and do what I love, and that's help businesses. And so I set off on this journey about 10 years ago. Before that, I worked at agencies. And of course, your life is different when you're working for somebody else. As soon as you start taking on the responsibilities of bookkeeper, planner, maker, creative, copywriter, photographer, all those things, right? All of the things that you have to do on a day-to-day just for your creative business that doesn't include your home life and your home all the time, right? You're literally staring at the dishes thinking I should do the dishes, but instead you have other work to do, right? You have other business priorities. And so I get it. It's really hard to manage life when you work from home and you are running a home-based business. It's hard. So, and that doesn't include like your older family responsibilities. Like me, I literally drop off my kids to preschool. She's in preschool. I'm keeping her home next year. But dealing with kids and juggling the laundry and the dishes and the home maintenance and the grocery shopping and the meal planning and all the other things. So we're carrying a lot of load and a lot of hats. And to think that we have to balance all of that crap is impossible. It's just not possible. So I want to talk about the one thing that I've realized and the epiphany that I had over the last 10 years is that I have to figure out how to get things done in less time, how to systemize my business, right? It's funny because I didn't even actually learn about systems thinking. It was about 3 years ago. I didn't actually know that there was a name for what I was already doing. Like with my clients, I created systems so that it took less time to do some of the work. I didn't have to think about things. I literally could sit down and be in the game with my clients right away. I started to create tools and content and develop these strategies so that it took me less time and it didn't feel so overwhelming. Because I didn't always have time before a meeting. Sometimes I was juggling Cheerios and Hello Kitty or who knows, like something with kids. Okay. Like literally my life revolves around my kids, who are my priorities, and my business, which is also, I mean, a priority. So I want to explain systems thinking and talk about why it's so important and explain how once I realized that there's actually a word, right? This is literally system mindset, right? Start thinking about how everything in life is a system. Because when you approach your whole life from a systems mindset, you can begin to figure out what is working, what's not working. This is how I kind of put it. If you feel like there's fires all the time, like you're literally running around putting out fires all the time in your life, it could be about finances. It could be about your children not behaving. It could literally be about weeds in your garden or anything that in your life where it feels like it needs your attention or you need to put out a fire, emails with customers or whatever. You don't have a system in that area. I'm telling you, once you get it and it clicks, your whole life will change. You're going to be constantly thinking, oh crap, how do I put out the fire? To wait, my system's not working. How can I tweak it, change it, and turn it into a repetitive process that I can fix without having to spend so much time fixing? It's a repetitive process. Like I'm literally in the throes of the renovation and I had a fit the other day. I was so frustrated with my kids. It's just lately I've just been feeling overwhelmed and just not my normal self. And I literally got frustrated because the kids had already gotten in the car to go to school, which was amazing, but they didn't help me carry the garbage out because my husband had forgotten to take it out the night before and I had just lost it. So I threw my recycling can all over the yard. I had this whole mom moment where I'm just like scheming, right? Ugh, I felt so frustrated and alone and I felt like I was doing all the load of stuff. And it was the moment I realized, crap, on my way home from dropping them off, I was like, man, that is totally, I felt so bad. I apologized to them. But I realized that I'm not running my systems like I normally do. I'm not scheduling my time like I normally do. I'm not having family meetings. I'm not running my mind or running my business and my life right now with systems because I feel like it's all a mess. But even more important is to realize, one, have like a trigger, right? That was my trigger. Throwing my recycling all over the yard was my trigger. So once I realized that my systems are out of whack and I recognize, well, I have a lot of stuff going on. So how can I streamline my life, even in the midst of a renovation? What can I do to simplify, to tweak things, and to make it easier for myself? So just because you start thinking systems mindset doesn't mean it just comes naturally always. Like I feel like as humans, we just are a mess and it's always up to us to come back and tweak and change things and figure out what's working and what's not. So it's a repetitive process. So I have a little diagram here. So this is my environment. Literally right now, if you look in my front room, it is like unfinished floors, drywall halfway up. It's not a very nice environment right now. And our environment is what helps us. So like I talk about this a lot with my students about how important our studio space is. And I literally have like doors in here and stuff like that, but I don't care right now. This is literally my environment right now, but being in a renovation affects us. Okay. So how can I take what I have, the situation that I'm in my environment, and how can I create systems within that's going to make my life easier? Okay. Our environment does play a big impact on how we process and create systems in our life. So we think about this, right? Think about what's going on in your life. How can you evaluate? So this is actually my process, but this is my process for business. This is my course, but you can replace that with anything. It could literally be, maybe it's laundry. Okay. How is the laundry getting done? It's piling up on the floor outside of my office. What do I need to do right now that can help streamline that process. I can do one load of laundry a day and keep them separated so that I literally just can fold it and have the kids put it away, right? So thinking about things individually in terms of one problem, and then you kind of create a system, and then you can evaluate it and come back and say, okay, so no, maybe it's not necessarily that the laundry is piling up outside the door. It's literally that I don't have a laundry space and a place to fold the laundry, a space for actually doing the laundry. Or it could be, I don't know. I don't know what the problem. I'm just giving you an example because laundry is always an issue for me. I literally will like sometimes spend a whole day doing laundry and then pile it up on the on the couch, and it will live there for a few days, and that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care. There's no rules that say that you can have a mountain of laundry on your couch for a few days until you get caught back up. But I'm saying is if there's an issue that you're really hating and feeling like overwhelmed by, think about that issue and start to evaluate it, right? And thinking about it, create a system, a plan, and then do it and keep evaluating it. Okay. So that's system mindset. And I want you to explain systems a little bit more. The whole world is a series and subset of systems. Okay. God made the whole world to work really well, perfectly, actually. If the sun was a little bit closer or the earth was a little bit closer to the sun, we would not be here. This planet would not be awesome, right? The sun, the solar system, rain, photosynthesis, how our bodies work, our digestive, like I talk about this with my kids all the time, but our whole bodies are made of systems. Everything in this world is a system or a subset of systems. So once you start recognizing that your life is a subset of systems that you created, are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your home? Are you taking care of the laundry in a way that makes sense, right? And because God made the world work so well, perfectly well, 99% of everything in this world, how we get our water, the rain, etc., works really well and works just fine. Okay. And we get in the way. We're the ones that cause the hiccups, right? We have to be the ones to fix our own mess. So if we're struggling with finances, that probably means we're not looking at our finances. We don't have a system for finances. We don't have a system for the way that we're budgeting our money or giving money $1 or every dollar a place to go and having a plan, right? Plan is system. Systems is kind of plan. It's kind of the same thing. So systems are amazing, and we have to think about it from the place of like, we need to fix it ourselves, right? We need to fix our own mess. So look for the part of your life that's causing you the most stress, the most headaches, the most problems. Is it your health? Is it your energy levels? Is it your relationship with your spouse, the housework, the business? It could be not having an organized space. How long does it take you to actually do your marketing? All of these things are a system, okay? You'll find that you either have no system for it or the system needs serious improving, okay? So once you recognize that there are systems and it's literally a system, it's this is another way to look at systems, okay? It's looking at the problem, thinking about possible solutions, creating a possible solution, exercising it and working through, is it work, feedback, and then doing it all over again, creating a new system that works better and more efficient and works better. So you don't have to feel like you're putting out fires all the time. It's an ever evolving process. There's no perfection in this. Okay. We are not perfect. We will never be perfect. We will always feel like there's something that we can do better. And it's true in terms of systems. Okay. We're going to start thinking about our systems. Here are some examples of things that you could start to think about. Okay. Customer service, right? Yeah. It's the saying you're having problems with customer service. Your customers are emailing you all days and all times of the day and all hours, and you're frustrated. There's an issue with maybe a product, or maybe they can't reach you, or who knows what the problem is right now, right? But there's a problem with customer service. And let's say you're just getting super annoyed because they're emailing you all the time and they expect a quick response, right? So then how can you fix the customer service issue? Maybe you only answer emails in the morning between 9 and 11 or 9 and 10, and you only respond to those customer service issues between that time. In the meantime, you create a shortcut or a tool or a template or a FAQ page, or you maybe need to refine your terms of service or point them to commonly maybe a video. Maybe you need to create some video content that shows them how to do something or use your product or hang your product or whatever, so that you can quickly draw from a pool of resources that you created and send them a video link, and it's done. You don't have to worry about it. And refunds, exchanges, all those things you can have some kind of a tool or a resource that you can draw from to quickly make that happen and go away. So it's not on your mind anymore. Sorry. Maybe it's sales. What's the problem? Are you actually making sales? Are you doing marketing? Do you have a process for commissions? When people are interested in a commission, are you having to come up with a document all of a sudden randomly? Or do you have a system in place that makes that process go really easily, answers any questions they have? Here's the form, here's the invoice, pay it, get your deposit. What's next? So like steps. People like to know what's coming next. So have a process for your sales, have a process for your product development, have a process for things in business too. Systems mindset doesn't just apply to at home, it applies to business more importantly, because you can get more done in less time, right? So if this applies to everything in business and marketing, if you're not marketing, that means you don't have a system, more than likely, and you don't know who your audience is. You don't know where to even find them. You don't even have the tools to do it. So you have templates, you have a visual identity to pull from to quickly put out an ad. It should not take you a ton of time to develop and create content for your business. You should be able to do that within a few minutes. And I think that's where a lot of creatives get stuck, but it's only because they don't have a system and they're not thinking about systems, right? Okay. So like I said, your environment plays a big role. How we start thinking about systems is, what's the problem? Okay. Here's the idea. This is the system. You try it, right? You do it over and over again until it fits and it works well. Okay. So I like to call it systems mindset, but I want you to be a creative engineer and create processes for everything in your life, your personal life, especially because when we have a life crap going on, we always put our business on the burner, on the side burner. It actually never actually gets going, right? So when our life isn't working, then our business isn't working. And if our business isn't working, or if our business doesn't have systems, we're wasting our time and we're pedaling backward. We put the brakes on, right? So you have to start thinking like a creative engineer and apply those things to all parts of your business. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Since nobody's here, actually, I figured this is how I want you to do it. Grab a few minutes, grab some more coffee. After, I'm just going to let you go here, but this is what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of all your daily, weekly, and monthly tasks. Literally everything that you need to do, and in different columns. So you have all of your daily, weekly, monthly, home tasks. Okay. Laundry, bookkeeping, meal planning, shopping, grocery shopping, clothes shopping, literally all the tasks that you would do at home for your family, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. And then I want you to do the same thing for your business, your daily, weekly, and monthly tasks. The daily tasks should look something like making, right? You have to make stuff, marketing, finances and budgeting, stuff like that. Then you have your daily processes and systems, and you have emails, right? Those kinds of things. And I want you to write down exactly what you do for your business on a day to week to month basis. And then I want you to sit down and prioritize which is the most important to you. What is the most important to you in your business? What is the most important to you with your family? And that includes things like going to the park and going on vacation and reading to your kids at night, and all the things that you prioritize. Like, I love to read with my kids. I make it a priority to read to them at least 3 times a week, at least. And sometimes more. Every night we do homework, and that's a priority. And I make time to do that between 5 and 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm making dinner. We're working on schoolwork. We're sitting down to read, and then we're getting ready for bed. So you need to think about those priorities, right? How can you create a system that helps you get it done quicker? And then you can get your family involved. Like, my family I really do encourage you to start thinking about that stuff with your family. Like, I talk to my kids about it. Our systems aren't working. This is literally, I could be like, this is me and my mom voice. our systems aren't working, guys. What can we do to fix our systems? How do we get ready for school in the morning? What's the most important thing? Tell me what your systems are, because literally they'll be like, oh, I just sat down and watched TV. And you're like, oh my gosh, of course you're not getting ready for school in time. Of course we're not eating breakfast, which is important. So like thinking about your life and inviting your family in, right? But you need to prioritize what's most important to you and your family, and what is most important to you and your business life too, right? What is important? If it's marketing, if it's actually making sales, then marketing is really important, right? And if you want, you start to think about, well, I'm not very good at marketing. Maybe I'll delegate some of that. Or maybe I need to learn more about how to market quickly. Maybe there's things that I need to do to learn. Maybe I don't know who my customers are and I don't know where to find them. So maybe I need to invest in branding, right? Those kinds of things, you're going to start to think about those when it comes to streamlining your business and starting to think about how you can apply systems to your creative business. So then you determine what areas are that you can delegate. So you might not like to do the laundry. So maybe you take the laundry and you to a service. Maybe you don't like to do photography. So figure out how you can get your stuff photographed by a photographer. I actually have tools for a lot of these things. So if you do have something specific, I would love to hear about the areas that you want to delegate, because I might have a couple of tools that might at least help you in the meantime. Or we can talk about maybe helping you streamline your own system or help you create your own system for these specific things. But delegation is important. I actually, before my renovation, I paid for a bi-weekly cleaning service to come to my house and just do the stuff that I couldn't do, like clean the windowsills, wash the windows, the basic dirt and grime that accumulates. And it was such a lifesaver. It takes me 2 days to clean my house. With all 3 of my kids home, it is impossible to keep my house clean. And I just love it when the cleaning lady would come and just help me clean my house and do the things that just take too long for me to do. I don't want to give up 2 days of work or 2 days of potential client work or whatever, just to clean my house. So in that area, it is worth me spending the money to have somebody just take care of that for me. I also create systems for budgeting, or for all my finances. I have a system. I literally have a lot of systems in my life. But so anyway, determine the areas that you can delegate. Delegation is your friend. And just a tip, if your spouse is as awesome as mine, you can have those real conversations and you should show him your list of all of your daily, weekly, and monthly tasks for your home life and for your business life. I found that my husband is awesome about this now, but in the beginning he was not so sure. He gave me all of the responsibilities. I would encourage you to share those responsibilities with your family. That's when you bring people in your family and you say, look, this is my load. This is my workload. This is my home life stuff. This isn't even including my work. So I need your help, and delegate appropriately and get them on board and say, look, I need you to take some of these responsibilities and maybe even hand off a system to them and be like, this is how you can get it done. This is how you can help me. Delegation doesn't mean just hiring a cleaning lady. It's also getting your family involved, because I could not do this without my family, and help, asking them for their support sometimes is really important. So with that said, this is how you find harmony with your life, your hobbies, and your creative business. And I want to encourage you too that it is not perfect. Sometimes I prioritize my family over my business, meaning sometimes my kids just need me and I have to cancel or reschedule an appointment. That's not very often. Or sometimes my business needs me. Sometimes my clients need me. And I do my very best to set boundaries, right? Because it's important that my family knows that they are the most important thing in my life. Okay. So I want to encourage you to think about, boundaries, saying no, the basics, right? But also delegating and thinking about how you can start to create systems to have a more functional and harmonious life. Because once you have systems in your life, it changes everything. I promise you. Systems thinking and changing things up, prioritizing your life is going to make things easier. That is how I balance, find harmony when things are crazy. Like right now in my life with this stupid renovation, which I'm going to go work on in a minute. I am going to look at my systems again and see the areas where I'm struggling, and then apply my systems again right away. And immediately I'll start to see more harmony in our life. So I hope that this is insightful. I hope that you take something away from this, and please let me know. Send me a message, Instagram, DM me, or send me an email at heather@heatherbunker.com. I want to hear about it. So have a blessed Saturday, y'all. Bye.